What's up guys, Damian Keyes here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a quarantine special because as you can see from this backdrop and the title, which gives it away, I do indeed have the dreaded coronavirus. So I thought I'd give you an update of the last couple of days and how I'm feeling, how I felt, what the symptoms were, what the testing was like, and just my general experience. But first, let me caveat that by saying this is my personal experience. So I can only tell you how it was for me being a healthy, young, attractive, athletic, talented human, and everyone else might have a very a different experience. So yeah, it's day 4. I've had corona now for 4 days at least, because that's when the symptoms started showing. Day 1 symptoms was a slight cough, and I definitely started to get the old hot sweats, but they were more hot flushes. I didn't have that like permanent, really high temperature. It was just these kind of hot flushes and then a bit cold and hot flushes. And it's a bit like, you know, when you're in bed and then you get really, really hot and you start sweating and then you stick your foot out and all of a sudden it's just like, and then 5 minutes later you're like, no, I'm really cold. So it was like that a lot. So I didn't sleep that first night. Second day, definitely felt bad because obviously by this point I hadn't slept, and at this point the symptoms started really kicking in. So the symptoms at this point was really chesty cough, much worse cough, headache, and hot sweat, lots of hot sweats, and also this disgusting taste in my mouth like I'd been licking a tramp's flip-flop. Like, ugh, disgusting. And when it comes to senses, I'd heard a lot about that you're going to lose your senses, or you could lose your senses. And I don't think my sense of smell has gone. In fact, I think I can smell. If I stick something close enough to my nose, I can smell it. But then I can't smell anything now, but I don't know. As for taste, yeah, that has not gone. I can definitely have this disgusting taste in my mouth. And so I'm constantly like just putting things in my mouth, just sweets, anything, chocolate, like whatever it is, I'm just like, get rid of this disgusting taste in my mouth. So those are the symptoms. And then Tuesday, the second day was definitely the worst day. So I felt pretty rough at this point. And then slept it off Wednesday. I still felt fine on Tuesday, if I'm honest. I was still able to do Zoom meetings. I do 2 live sessions, and we tested a live session in the morning for DKMBA, which we did for kind of more Australia time. And that was really fun. And I didn't want to get off. So I was definitely doing that for an hour and 50, an hour and 20 minutes because we were chatting and come up with ideas and questions, and I didn't feel the need to get off, so I couldn't have been that ill. Did a couple of Zoom meetings, and then in the evening just chilled out. Yesterday felt much better, yesterday. I slept fine, so I just had this really bad cough, which I still have. I still have this really bad cough, which I can't shift, and the bad taste. And then today I feel pretty much normal. So it was kind of like a 24, 36 hour thing. So those have been my symptoms from what I've had, and maybe it will get worse, but I feel like I'm over the worst of it. When it came to testing, let me tell you about testing. Testing is weird because I kind of knew I'd had it because one of my friends who I've been hanging around with for the last 3 or 4 days just got tested for coronavirus. So pretty much if I've got the exact same symptoms as him, I probably got the Rona. So I was like, okay, I think I've got the Rona because he's got the Rona, and we've basically been in contact with each other a lot over the last couple of days. So at that point, it was like, need to get tested. Getting tested was not as easy as I thought. I just thought it was going to be rock up, do a test. But you have to go through the website. In the UK, there's a website. You have to register for it. And I don't know if I just wasn't a high enough risk. But what happened was every time I went through it, it just said, oh, busy, try again later. So it was like again and again. And I was thinking, I kind of need to know. I kind of do need to know. So it took quite a long time to actually get the test booked in. But then it finally got booked in, and off we went in our car. It was a drive-through test. So when you do this, it was at the local football stadiums. There's a big car park, and you drive in, and they're all in their hazmat suits, fully masked up. And you kind of drive in, and you have to keep the windows up, and then you wind you don't wind the window down. That was 1985. Your window comes down like this much, and they feed in this kind of like this test package. And in that test package is a swab, which I shit you not, the swab which goes up your nose is at least 1.5 meters long. Like, it's like, if you remember Gladiators, the pugil stick that they used to know, that's what goes up your nose. It's massive. So anyway, they give you all this stuff and you have to do it yourself. Like, it's not like the UFC where they do it, stick it down your nose, get it out, right, let's get you tested. You have to do this stuff yourself. So the first thing you have to do is you have to go in the back of your throat, not here, actually inside, on your tonsils. I don't know if you ever like fiddled with your tonsils for like 10 to 15 seconds. Not pleasant for a start. So like gag reflex, when you start going on your tonsils, not fun. And then after that, once you've done that, same pugil stick, the next thing, up your nose. Now this thing's long. So at first you're like, okay, I need to go quite up my nose. And then you start going, actually, how far can I go up my nose? And at this point, you literally start pushing and pushing and thinking, why am I not poking my own eyeball? So you're really pushing it, you're getting it up there, twizzly, twizzly, twizzly. Okay, to be fair, I found that a bit more fun. I didn't like the tonsils. When it was up my nose, I was like, I'm playing with my own brain. Right up until the point where I pulled it out. And I just thought my whole brain was going to come out of my nose. It was so weird. For about 5 minutes, it was the weirdest feeling. So then after that, you have to put this in, put the whole test back together, and then the window comes down, and you feed it through to this someone who's there, and they just say, right, you'll get the results in the next 24, 48 hours, and then sure enough, you just get a little text message, and it just says, ping, you have tested positive. Hooray! Congratulations. So at that point, then it's quarantining, isn't it? Because obviously it's 14 days in the UK for when you're quarantining. So when it comes to quarantining, just living here, I can't get to the office to do much because there's a few people still in the office. So I'm just working from home. I don't feel bad, and so I live in a city. I live in Brighton, in a city, so it's very easy for Deliveroo or for deliveries. Yesterday, we definitely had Domino's to celebrate having corona? No, to basically just make us feel better about having corona. Ella's got no symptoms whatsoever, just completely asymptomatic. And I'm just like sneezing and coughing and so yeah, that's been the journey of the last couple of days, the last 4 days. So whilst I can't make content, I'm not going to be around for as much for the next week. Firstly, I'd say don't worry too much, because from my point of view, don't worry about me too much. And from my point of view, it hasn't been terrible. So I'm quarantining. I'm not going to see anybody. Hopefully, I won't pass it on. But there's definitely a relief. There's this weird relief when everyone just goes, oh, like the amount of people I've told that I had to message my family. My mum was panicked. Everyone was just like, oh my God, you've got the Rona. And I was thinking, yeah, it feels like I've just got a bit of a cold, a cough and a cold. And then everyone goes, well, I don't want to get it. And I'm thinking, yeah, because you don't know how you're going to react to it. But from my point of view, I'm really glad I've got it, because if this is it done, I mean, I might make another follow-up video tomorrow crying. But if this is it at the moment, I'm like, well, I've got it, I've done. So that kind of uncertainty and relief and the what if, and if I do get it, how's it going to be and how's my body going to react? From my point of view, 24 hours, 36 hours for me, and I'm back on it, and I was able to work through it. So which for me is I like working, so it was a big deal. So whilst I can't see anyone, it didn't make me bedridden, and I certainly haven't had this like crazy temperature. I've just had these kind of hot sweats, and so I have been having like 4 or 5 showers a day. But that's the journey, really. That's what it's been like. So I just want to give you that update, because I haven't posted that much in the last few days, and I will try and get back to it when I can. So if you can do me a favor, the usual, if you like the fact that I've got the coronavirus, then definitely hit that like button and definitely hit that subscribe button. If you don't like that, if you think, oh, poor Damo, he's got the coronavirus, then definitely hit that like button and definitely hit that subscribe button. But yeah, honestly, guys, I'm completely fine. I'm quite relieved to have had this. And, I don't want anyone else to get it. But at the same point, from my point of view, I just wanted to let you know how it felt for me. And so, yeah. So, guys, stay safe. Try not to get the Rona. If you do get the Rona, hopefully you get the same thing as I have, and you get some snivelly cold and you get a bit of cough. And then after that, it's all fine. It's all fine. And also, for all the guys in DKMBA, the live sessions will be the same as usual. I've got another one tonight, 9 p.m. till 10 p.m, which we'll do. And then we're back to regular posting after a regular schedule of live sessions. So that will be Mondays and Thursdays. So tonight, back to Mondays until further notice. So guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys soon. Stay safe and try not to get the Rona like this one. See ya.